Hey fellow vault dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we have this beautiful and insanely powerful enclave weapon, a type of a unique railway rifle, Lickety Split. And yes, it's in the game for quite a while. I did a review in the past, but everything has changed from that point. Therefore, this weapon, from interesting and quite fun to use and quite powerful, changed into really powerful and absolutely suited for a daily driver and maybe even some boss fights. Of course, daily driver more as it's about crowd control. It has ability to kill multiple enemies real fast. If it's a boss fight involving multiple mobs, perfect. If it's a singular mob, of course there are better options, but look at the power of that. So when it was first released, Juggernaut was a really bad prefix. Now, I'm getting 96% bonus damage from the Juggernaut. And yes, that is with the food, and I'm the Megavore, so you may receive a little bit less percentage-wise, but there is still a chem that you can use, Psycho Buff, to top it up if you are short of getting full bonus if you need it. But if you hit 70% plus, you're probably already golden. Not too huge of a difference if you push higher. There is a difference, but you can live without it. And from the next patch, so from the December patch, it will be even easier to get the percentage up permanently without food, as new legendary effects will let you add more to your max health. And it's self-explanatory, adding more and more max health make you super tanky, so that's a bonus. Then there is limb damage already on it, which is a perfect synergy with a 4-star that cause limbs to explode, doing explosive damage to nearby targets, and when all limbs explode, it's a lot of damage. The weapon itself, okay, the star number 3, extra resistance when reloading, perfect match to Juggernaut build, you are even more tanky. Then you may wonder why there is minus 20% projectile damage, that's not good, and yeah, you're right, that's not good. But it's greatly compensated way more than you are taking away. So they're taking away 20%, but they're giving you back like 40% in form of shattering, ricocheting spikes, which is absolutely worth trade-off. This is a very unique effect that no other weapon has. So super unique about this weapon. I will show a build that will be running as well, although I will not discuss the build. I do that in my dedicated build videos, and that takes a lot of time, but that's what I'm currently running in here. Add legendary perks to come with it. Mutations, I always have the same, as I don't want to bother changing them. But you can see them in here, so those are the mutations, and I want to have at least 10 at all times. I'm still spec for melee, if I want to use. Melee mutations are a downside, but not a big one, so I can still use it pretty well. Armor I'm wearing. Armor is important because you want to be Juggernaut, therefore you want on your armor to have additional endurance on the 2nd star. That's like the most important. All pieces are the same, by the way, so you can tell. All pieces are the same, all for passive health regeneration, so I don't need to remember about stim packs. So I want to be 100 full health at all times. Under armor is another one that gives highest endurance, so Secret Service, highest endurance. That's a quick build overview. Now the combat performance. Can we call this weapon a new MVP for Rambo Commando? I think we could. Look at that. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Accidentally target. That was not my intention. Unfortunately, I do take damage if there is too many explosions. So you need to be careful. If you get caught in the blast of those explosions, they do hit you hard too. So that's a downside. That's a downside. Those explosions will hit you hard. Real hard. But look at that. Look at all the damage in here. And those explosions, it's not the shattering effect. This weapon is not explosive per se. Those explosions come for this 4-star legendary effect. The weapon is not explosive. If I shoot the ground, nothing happens, no self-inflicted damage. It is not explosive weapon. Those are exploding enemies from the legendary effect on it, the 4-star. When crippling limbs, then they explode doing damage, including yourself, unfortunately. So I do damage to myself when they do explode, and that's strong. As you can see, my resistances are high, so I'm not squishy at all with this build, and I can still take so much damage. Okay, let's see level 100 super mutants on the inside. And on this build, I'm not using Grenadier, as I really don't want to make those explosions even bigger. I would rather have them smaller. Look what's going on there when I'm starting to fire at them. All those explosions, when I cripple all the limbs, then that's explosion galore. Without VATS, it's usable, although it is better with VATS. But I can even scope and shoot them. Absolutely possible. If there would be a way to make those explosions smaller, that would be absolutely amazing. But unfortunately, very close quarters, those explosions do hit you hard. So that's the only downside. But when it comes to crowd control scenarios, when you want to kill multiple enemies real quick, when you kill with one shot, as you notice, there will be no explosion. So if there is one shot kill, there is no explosion. Now you can tell why I need so much passive healing, because every time I hit myself with those explosions, I would need to use so many stimpaks. It is maybe possible to use a little bit of... How did that hit me? It was so far away. You see that? That's how this hit me. Maybe I should really switch the torso mode. One thing I didn't do, and I probably should, to switch the torso mode, maybe from this asbestos lining that I have here to a dense one. That may possibly help a little bit. Running power armor would help, and switching the prefix that I have in here may be a solution. Probably need to try. I like that it's a Vanguard armor set, but what if I would run Assassin instead of this particular one? Let me do that. On interiors, it's really hard to run this weapon with this Juggernaut build. Let's see. Dense and Assassin. Is that gonna be enough? Just a side note here. A quick trick. If you need to craft Assassin yourself, I do go under machine guns and craft a bunch of soul survivals. This is Assassin on the prefix, and I can use the same mod box that will drop from scrapping those on my armor. And why I'm not just crafting Assassin, that's because Assassin to craft requires liquid courage that you cannot really farm. So liquid courage I don't have, but I can craft soul survival. Well, it costs quite a bit, but I can reduce that slightly by popping back Woodsman free. Reduce weapon material cost, why not? And I do have super duper equip. And now, of course, I craft the lowest possible level, and I do a lot of that. And after scrapping 500 weapons, I have one more assassins than I needed. And now I really hope this small adjustment, expensive adjustment, was worth it. I think it was worth it. Dance on a torso, full set assassins. Yes, I can face tank it, so luckily this thing didn't change in latest updates. I would be very disappointed if that would change. So I can face tank it now properly. All those explosions are not killing me no more. So yeah, that was necessary, unfortunately. I underestimated the radius of those explosions, to be honest. The radius is great here. The damage is really good too. And the radius is good. Now as I can tank it, it's very friendly explosion. And all the ricochet coming on from the spikes. It's hard to tell when there is explosion which ones are ricochet, but all of it is going on and killing them real fast. Look at this beast in action. Do you like it? Like, it is MVP for Rambo Commando now. And I am spec for full limb damage immunity, so I will not get crippled limbs, and I don't need to use stimpaks. They're strengthened, as you notice, on all my limb mods on armor. Yeah, the doggo died as I was shooting at the super mutant. Now, how good is the performance versus single target? Let's go around the fissure side so we'll see. Adding Grenadier, of course, to this loadout now is always an option. I don't feel like I need it. Like, explosions are big enough as is. Look at that. The ricochet is really good, as it can ricochet to other targets and cripple them and cause additional explosions. Because explosions themselves do not cripple, but ricochet effect is special, it's not explosion. So it can ricochet to other targets and cripple them. And now when we are firing at this Scourge Beast, there was already a couple of explosions. We are close to crippling the wing by just firing at the head. In the moment we'll get the wing, she will land. So I think now that was a wing explosion, so we should be good, and soon she should be on the ground. Is the weapon itself... Who is that? Blood Eagle suddenly? The weapon itself, the range is 200, which is rather medium. So we want Scourge Beast on the ground if possible. And now Scourge Beast is on the ground. And look at that. Very solid damage versus single target. Not the highest, so I would not say this is a single target weapon. When you need to fire at a single target, I would just switch to a regular quad railway or some other weapon that's compatible with this build. Or maybe multi-projectile weapon. As target will be crippled, so multi-projectile weapon would be nice too. Like kind of a shotgun. Whatever you really want. That's the performance. And they do drop spikes if I would loot them. I don't know where the bodies all are. I blow them all over the place. I'm guessing there is something. So they do drop spikes back. But even if you will run low on spikes, super easy to craft as they only basically require steel. It's not actual ammo, those are just the spikes. So what do you think? What would you say about this weapon? I enjoy it a lot now. I almost forgot about it, if not question on the live stream. That's how I'm doing this review now. Because I was reminded about this weapon. And yes, with all the latest changes, absolute powerhouse. I think some of the buffs expired, but that's still at 90%, so it's still good. What do you think? What do you have to say? Did you have opportunity to use it? If not, it's worth running raid to get plan for it, as it drops as a weapon and as a plan. So couple full raids, definitely worth it. If you cannot do it alone, it's most likely you cannot, as it's impossible alone. Find a team through Discord. That's a reliable way of finding a team to do entire raid, and it will drop rather fast. The drop chance for this plan and the weapon is relatively high, but you need to be running full raids to unlock all the weapons that are unique to the raid. And that being said, this is everything from me. I'm heading now to the comments section. Thank you a lot for watching, and see you all in the next one.